Welcome back to Morning Break. We are so excited to welcome to our show Julie Lane, the founder and CEO of two different groups to help women and parents find support. First of all, there's the Empowering Parents Network Collective, as well as the Redeemed Collective, and we are going to talk about both. But let's start with you, Dr. Julie. Tell us a little bit about what your background is in.
Oh, absolutely. I describe myself as a survivor, a harpist, and an educator, and I've lived a lifetime of adversity, and I've turned it into purpose.
Wow.
I have a real heart for healing and helping others find their way.
Well, that is quite the resume. I want to talk on the harpist because I don't get to meet a lot of harpists in my day and stuff like that. How long have you been playing the harp?
I started playing the harp when I was 10, turned professional when I was 19, worked in LA for about 12 years until life changes happened, but had an incredible career working with some of the most renowned artists in the world.
Wow, and so now you use music, I'm sure, to help with the healing, not only of yourself, but also your clients, because we all know that music is so powerful.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
yes,
I love
absolutely.
that. Okay, so what do you do now as far as how you help your clients?
Well, I have two collectives, the first being the Empowered Parent Collective. I've been in the special education field for the past 30 years, both as a teacher, a school administrator, but the past 16 years as a university professor, teaching future teachers. But my heart has always been with the parents, getting to sit down with them at the table and have conversations and hear their stories. So we've launched the Empowered Parent Collective, which is an online platform for members where we can provide support from seasoned professionals like myself to guide parents through the special education process, as well as allow parents to connect regionally so they don't feel quite so alone, so that they've got someone here in Reno that's going through the same thing that they are through the collective.
Yeah, because there are so many different things that parents of special needs kids have to navigate, right?
Absolutely.
You know, not to mention, you know, there are different types of special needs, but then you get into the education system, like you said, or you're trying to navigate medical care, or you're trying to navigate, you know, hey, what are activities that I can do with my, you know, my neurotypical and my neurodivergent kids, you know, and that idea that, like, it can be so lonely and so isolating. I've had a lot of people sit on this couch and tell me that it wasn't until they found community to support them that they really felt like they could thrive in this set of circumstances. And so it's so cool that you're doing that locally, regionally, nationally, bringing all these people together.
Well, yeah, and it's exciting because it is allowing us to partner and connect with nonprofits here in Reno to be able to provide that support. It's only $10 a month for the collective. They do get a free trial, but I know these families are paying for medical care, for additional services because their child has a special need.
Yeah, well, that is certainly really powerful. Of course, I'll put all the information about this on our website, kolotv.com, but we also want to tell you guys about another collective called the Redeemed Collective. So, ta-da, look at that. We have got a graphic change there. Can you tell us a little bit about Redeemed?
Redeemed Collective was started out as my story. When I began to share my story of trauma and abuse over a 60-year period, starting when I was quite young as a child, there was so much shame that I held. I couldn't talk about it because nobody else was experiencing what I was. I was the one that had the problem and no one else. But about a year and a half ago, I started telling my story on social media, and it just took off. And so we've created the Redeem Collective, which again is a membership social media platform where women who've experienced trauma and abuse can come together to support each other. It's not a therapeutic, it's peer support. So where we can share our stories and support one another and look at resources that have helped us through our own journey.
And when you started to share your story on social media, did you find other people willing to share their stories back with you?
Yes, absolutely. But I found that they were DMing me. They weren't putting it out there for the world to see. They were shooting me side messages. And that's when this idea of the collective came to be. If there are that many people who have stories, but they're reluctant to share them in a more globally accessed platform, what if I made something that was private just for members where we can be there for each other, support each other, talk about our successes, and our setbacks on our journey.
Yeah, I think that is so powerful. And, you know, I'm a storyteller at heart. And so I've always found the power of storytelling to be profound. And that sometimes when we harbor a secret, good or bad, it can kind of fester within us a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But as soon as you start to tell it, you start to realize that maybe the secret isn't as isolating, that more people have experienced than you realize. They are on different points of their journey than you are. So you have someone to look up to as well as somebody to mentor. And there's like that reciprocation of storytelling that can be so powerful in a healing journey. And so both of these collectives certainly sound like an amazing opportunity for people to get part of. And you can find both of the details on your website, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Well, I will make sure that that link is on our website, kolotv.com, along with social media and all the other platforms, so you guys can go ahead and check it out. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Julie, for being here. We really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back.